Yo, this is Corey Duffel with Look Back Library in Blixa.
What up,
He's
Blixa?
gonna make a mess over there. You're gonna jump on all the covers, right? But here we are to talk about, I guess, a couple of my magazine covers throughout the years. You know, June 2004. So this was my first cover. It was just a day skating in Oceanside, San Diego. I was out there on a trip with, I think, 88 shoes at the time. Well, I remember about this day, so the shoes I'm wearing, this was my first pro model shoe. It was called the Avenger. And this is the very first time I ever got to skate the shoe.
Ooh.
So I was just like feeling good that day. I was like extra hyped and had red socks on, which I remember like looking down thinking it was cool. I'm like, it's like I got red socks.
That's
I had a cool pair of Levi's I liked, and
yeah.
funny enough, the hat from it is right here. I don't even know why I have this hat still. It's just, it lives right there, and that's the same hat from this photo.
Awesome.
And so, I was brought to this hubba by Burnett, and I think it was Shawkis that took me here. And they was like, hey, you want to skate? I was like, sure, whatever. And there's a skate park connected to it, and that was like a lot of fun. And it turns out like Anthony Schultz and a couple of O-side homies were actually there as kids, and they told me they were stoked to watch me skate. And then they saw me skate over to the hubba and just start fucking around on it, where there was no intentions to really film on it or anything. Like I said, I was just stoked. I had these new shoes on. I had this board I'm riding, which is the same board. That's not the one from the cover, but that's the same graphic.
Awesome.
But that was like my brand new graphic, which is Susie and the Banshee. So I was just feeling like
it's on.
Really stoked, you know. And there's a new spot, and some tricks started working, and then I started backlipping it a couple times, and I think I did probably like 5 of them or 6 of them. Just having a lot of fun and knowing that I was gonna get a burrito to eat after.
Yeah.
There was no like vision of it being a cover, and I had no idea it was gonna be used for anything at all. It was just a day of skating, and then
Mike took it.
Burnett, Burn Dog took the photo, and there's actually another one I've seen years later that he took from the other side. I think I actually like that photo much better personally, but it's a nice one. I mean, it's insane all the tricks that have happened now.
For sure.
It's like fucking hell. It's a very weak trick in comparison, but it's weird when you look at it and like, man, I'm on the cover doing that.
It's classic.
But we have Cypress Hill, and I don't know where. I have a cassette tape of Black Sunday right over here too, and that was that's the first tape I ever bought with my own money. So I was very hyped that
when they were up there.
Cypress Hill was on the cover. That's probably what I was more stoked on. But it was a complete surprise. The magazine came out. I think Foundation might have told me like, hey, your Beagle was like, hey, you're on the cover of Thrasher. I was like, bullshit. And sure enough, it came out, and black t-shirt, black pants, no logo showing. Very classic of me, I guess, and because a year later I have another cover in all white with no logo showing. And as usual, I never got a photo incentive check for any of these covers I ever had, so I think there's no logos ever showing. I just didn't get paid for any, but it's like a very cool thing to, like, well, I'm on the cover of Thrasher Magazine. So that's the story behind that one, I guess. Alright, what we got here? 2006, February. Surreal Life of a Lost Boy. And hey, this is Paul Schmidt, Professor Schmidt's magazine. At this time, I definitely was not skating a Schmidt Sticks board. I was skating a board made at Watson, which I liked it quite a bit. So this was Skateboarder Magazine, and once again, just a pink t-shirt and another logo showing. Go figure. Maybe a little pig head creeping through, green tires. So this is kind of like the only photo that was actually like planned, not as a cover, but Gaberman, who shot it, who shot this whole interview, and that's what's very special about this issue or this cover to me, because Gaberman was the first photographer I ever shot with as a kid, and he actually apparently he fucked up the photos. It was on a session for Think, me, him, and Greg Carroll, and he was using a fisheye he had never shot before with, and the photo didn't come out right or something. So to, rekindle friendships years later, when he told me he wanted to shoot an interview for Skateboarder, I was like, holy shit, Gaberman wants to shoot something. And he told me he wanted it to be more of a thought out, like, photo shoot for everything, which is totally not my style. I just go skate and see what happens. But, like, this photo, he was like, hey, we're going to meet at the spot, like, at dusk, or, like, right before sunset. He's like, I want everything to be shot either at nighttime or right as the sun just hits, not golden hour, but, like, actual, like, sunset. And so all of a sudden, like, fuck, it's on. Like, you're like, oh shit, I gotta do it. And then
Tiny window of time to do it, right?
yeah, and driving an hour out to the spot. It was somewhere in, like, Sebastopol, I believe is where it's at. Mike Russick had skated this spot before, so this is.
Is it kind of almost a rainbow rail? Like it
yeah, and I guess the
it's
fisheye
going over
makes
something.
it hard to tell, but it's full on, like, pebble tech back there, like cobblestones.
Ooh,
So
okay.
the ground is complete shit. It's one of those
Yeah,
wobbly,
aggregate.
thin rails.
Yeah.
But I asked Rusk where it was because he had skated it in Foundation Video Art Bars.
Okay.
And he did a back 50 and a K grind and a no slide fakie. And I was like, dude, that rail looks cool. Would you be willing to take me there? And he said, sure. So this is thanks to Mike Russick, of course. And it's not that it was a very hard trick. Actually kind of was, because you can't see with the curb right here in the landing. That actually sucked. I remember it being weird. It's the first time I ever had to do, like, a nose grind, kind of like pop out. But I hated the footage because I rolled out into the grass. But it was right before dark came, so I was like, fuck it. It worked, but the lighting was too bad to do it again, and it's just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's cool, and I'm happy it came out, and the interview was good.
Yeah.
That part, and once again, it's what I care about is because Gaberman shot it, and he had a vision for the whole thing, and I just kind of believed in him, whatever he wanted to do. He's like, I want to make it creepy, kind of make it very gothic looking, if you're into that. I was like,
Oh yeah.
let's do it. So. Alright. Let's go for this one. This is Transworld Skateboard Magazine, RIP. This is
2009.
It's 2009, September 2009. So this one's a trip. I remember when it came out, I was stoked to be on the cover. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I got a first try pole jam on the cover. That's kind of bizarre, but now I look at it and I'm like, you know what? It's actually really cool because it's capturing skateboarding, and I don't think a cover needs to be the gnarliest trick, but for a long time, like, we would hear guys like Phelps or other people be like, the cover is for the baddest motherfuckers, or it's for the hardest trick in the world, or in that month in the magazine. And so for a long time, I thought that was true, and then I look at it, I'm like, I'd way rather see something kind of more interesting on the cover. Maybe why I liked some slap and some skateboarder covers. And so now I look at it, I'm like, that actually is a cool photo. I like my steez on it. Once again, green tires. I think every cover I have, I either have pink or green wheels, so I like that. And it's Angel Ramirez's first board.
Awesome.
So this is kind of a cool story. So that's Angel's first graphic. Angel's first photo in a magazine was in Strength magazine, and he was skating my first pro model board. So I thought that was cool to be on the cover, my first cover of Transworld, with Angel's first pro model board. It's something that nobody else knows or has ever known before, and it's the first time I've ever told anybody that, but so that was something special to me.
Yeah.
Once again, no photo incentive. Osiris, where's my money? Check it out. Foz drew that shirt, so that's kind of cool. And so when this one was getting laid out, they told me they were going to give me the cover, and Dave Kami was expecting it to be, I did a blunt slide somewhere in here in Sacramento. He's like, it's going to most likely be the blunt slide, which, let's find it real fast, just to show, because this is what I heard. I heard that was going to be the cover, and that English Beat shirt was actually given to me by Dave Wakeling, the singer of the English Beat. Kind of cool story.
Yeah.
But So that seems like it would have been the cover because it's shot
Seems
vertically.
like a good one,
some
yeah.
big hubba ledge or whatever. Skin Phillips said, I want to do something that nobody would expect from you. And Dave and I just kind of shot this thing more for fun, goofing off. He's like, I got this little spot by my house. You want to go check it out? And we ended up just shooting multiple of them, having fun. And so it ended up on the cover. And at first, it's more me being insecure, being like, fuck, everyone's going to make fun of me to go pull jam on the cover. But like I said, now I look at it, I'm hyped. I think this is actually, all these, the photo I like best about all of them because it's in your face.
And you threw him a curveball, you know?
Yeah, I like the curveball. Not like all the fun. I think it's just like a fun one. Alright, Slap Magazine. What year is this one? There we go. I think it's 2004 as well. It isn't 2003. Shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Joe Brook photo. This one, like I said on the other one, cover of Thrasher. It's a back lip in all black. This one is back lip in all white. And kind of funny story behind this whole thing is Jamie Thomas and I had skated the rail before, and we both front boarded it, and I was like, you should back lip it.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't do the back lip, so I was like, I'm going to go back lip it. And a couple of years later, he had a cover wearing all white. Not that it's intentional or anything, but in the back of my mind, me being the narcissist asshole I am, I'm like, motherfucker, got a cover in all white too? And when people, if I wear all white now, someone could be like, man, Heath ripoff, and I'm like, hey guys,
2003.
cover 2003. That's what's going on. I had an Osiris G bag in the background, and I got the G bag because I rode for 88, which is part of Osiris. Actually, I don't know. I think I might have just stolen it from the warehouse, but I had the Rolling Stones She's a Rainbow playing, and so it got me thinking about Trilogy and Ronnie Krager, and thinking about the Switch Hard Flip in the Rain and all Switch Crux and all that cool stuff. So once again, like the Thrasher cover, I was like in a very good mood, singing along to the Rolling Stones. Had a couple friends from Portland in town, or Salem and Portland. Matt Hansen, Nick Palmquist was there. Another homie from Eugene named Phil, Joe Brook, my buddy Gary, my friend Graham. So it was just like a night of just us doing some shenanigans, having fun. And all of a sudden Joe Brook's like, hey, should we go check out Big Green? You want to go get that trick and kind of go fuck with Jamie? I was like, sure. Fuck it, why not? And so it was after an all day of skating. I think I probably got about 4 or 5 things a day already. And we ended up here, I don't know, about 1 in the morning and lit it up, put the stones on. I think it worked first go, and I did about 5 of them in a row, and it was like, fuck, this is awesome.
We got it.
Yeah, that was it. And so, actually, there was another layout that had pink font on it, too. But what's kind of trippy about this is, so this Slap Magazine font, this was the last one that they used this logo of Slap Magazine. And then they changed it to this logo and dig on this. This is the last issue where they used that font logo. And they went back to this font. Something most people probably would never notice, but since when you're on it, you pay a little bit more attention to it because you're like, oh shit, do my zits look okay? Can what? Blah blah blah. Like how's my steez? Fuck.
Whose cover was that, or whose copy was that?
And this cover is Patrick Melcher's issue right there. So the Melch, well, that's insane. I almost had my Kingswell shirt on too for this.
Really?
But I was wearing it while I was skating earlier. I just took it off and threw it on. 88 destroyed everything now. Ice and iced. But Melch would have done a hurricane down this row. Because he is the king hurricane daddy. Sick. Melcher, good luck, baby.
Yeah, Melcher just brought back at Christmas time, brought some magazines back from Rockford where he grew up, from his parents' house. Yeah, so we got some of his slaps and some of his Transworld.
Oh, cool. Big fan of Melch.
Me too.